What if I told you that everything you are chasing right now, the promotion, the sculpted body, the bigger house, the applause from people who will never truly matter, what if I told you that all of it might be the greatest waste of the most valuable thing you possess? Your time. I am 45 years old. I have stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The doctors told me I had 6 months to live. That was 5 months ago. Now I have maybe 4 weeks left, if I'm lucky. And in the little time I still have, I want to spare you decades of regret, exhaustion, and silent suffering that I can never take back. This isn't gonna be one of those soft, comforting speeches about living every day like it's your last. This is me, furious with myself for the way I lived, desperate to make sure you don't repeat my mistakes. Because here's the truth nobody prepares you for. You don't get a warning. You don't get a countdown clock.
One day you're fine, busy, planning your future, and the next day a stranger in a white coat is telling you that your future has been cut short. In that moment, everything you thought was important suddenly becomes meaningless. I was a corporate lawyer, made partner at 38, 6-figure salary, corner office. I worked 70-hour weeks for nearly 20 years. I missed my daughter's school plays because I had depositions. Missed anniversaries because I had trials. I kept telling myself, just a few more years. Just reach this level. Then I'll slow down. Then I'll have time for my family. Then I'll take that trip to Italy my wife keeps talking about. I never slowed down. And now, I'm never going to Italy. My daughter is 16 now. Last week she told me she barely knows me. She said, "Dad, you were always there, but you were never really there." And she was right. Sometimes my body was present, but my mind was always somewhere else. On the next case, the next client, the next billable hour. And you know what's almost cruel? 2 weeks after my diagnosis, I finally got the email I'd waited 20 years for. They were making me senior partner. The very thing I sacrificed my life for. The thing I believed would make everything worth it. And when I read that email, I felt nothing. No pride. No joy. No satisfaction. Actually, that's not true. I felt rage. Because I realized I had traded my life for a title that means absolutely nothing. When you're staring at the end, here's what I wish someone had told me when I was 25. Success is one of the most dangerous goals you can have. I know that sounds insane, but achievement is a trap. You get the promotion, feel good for 2 days, then you need another. You earn 6 figures, then you chase 7. You get a corner office, then you want the bigger corner office. It never ends. The finish line keeps moving. And before you realize it, you're 45, dying, wondering how you spent your entire adult life, running toward things that never truly mattered. I had a friend named Marcus. We went to law school together. After 1 year, he dropped out. Said he didn't want to spend his life in courtrooms. I thought he was foolish. He became a high school teacher, made about $50,000 a year. I made 3 times that. I felt superior. But let me tell you what Marcus did with his life. He coached basketball. He went to every single one of his kids' games. He took his wife on weekend trips. He volunteered at a soup kitchen every Sunday. He read books. He learned guitar at 40. He lived. I worked. Last month, Marcus came to visit me in the hospital. And as I looked at him, something became painfully clear. He is the successful one. Not me. Because he lived his life. And I only worked through mine. I accumulated. I achieved. But I did not live. Here is the second thing I wish I had known. The perfect time is never coming. Never. I told myself I'd travel when I retired. I told myself I'd learn piano someday. I told myself I'd spend more time with my wife. After this trial, after I made partner, after we bought the house. Every single one of those afters was a lie. My wife Sarah is 43. We've been married 18 years. Last week she sat beside my hospital bed and said, "Do you remember when we talked about going to Paris? For our 10-year anniversary?" I didn't remember. She said, "You told me we'd go when work slowed down." Work never slowed down. Now I will never walk the streets of Paris with her. I will never see the Eiffel Tower beside her. I will never sit in a cafe, holding her hand, fully present. And what haunts me most isn't the big things I missed. It's the small ones. Tuesday nights when Sarah just wanted to sit beside me and watch a movie and I said, "Not tonight, I have work." Saturday mornings when my daughter asked me to make pancakes and I replied, "Daddy has things to do." Every time I chose work over them because I believed I had unlimited time. I didn't. None of us do. Here's what I'm learning in hospice care. The people who age well, the 80 and 90-year-olds, who come here smiling, still glowing with life, they all discovered something I never did. They stopped waiting. They stopped postponing joy. They stopped living for someday and started living for today. I met a woman named Helen. She's 87. She volunteers here. She told me that when she was 50, her husband died suddenly of a heart attack. And she realized she'd spent her whole life waiting to travel, waiting to pursue her art, waiting to truly live. So she stopped waiting. She sold her house, bought an RV, spent the next 15 years traveling across the country. She's been to all 50 states, painted hundreds of artworks. She lived more in 15 years than I did in 45. And here's what hurts most. I had more money than Helen, more opportunities, more options. But she lived, and I worked. She experienced. I accumulated. She was present. I was distracted. Right now, I'm lying in this hospital bed. I can't eat solid food anymore. I can barely walk. I'm on so many medications that half the time I don't even know what day it is. And you know what fills my mind? Not my awards, not my salary, not my titles. I think about that stupid Saturday in 2019, when my daughter begged me to teach her how to ride a bike without training wheels, and I said I was too tired. I think about the time Sarah suggested a spontaneous weekend at the beach, and I said I had too much work. I think about every moment I said, "Not now, maybe later, I'm too busy." Those moments are gone forever. The bike is still in the garage, and I'll never teach her to ride it. The beach is 3 hours away, and I'll never feel the sand beneath my feet beside my wife again. You need to understand this. You think you have time. You don't. You think you'll get to it later. You won't. You think there will be a perfect moment, when everything aligns and life finally begins. That moment does not exist. The money, the success, the perfect body, the approval. You're not really chasing those things. You're chasing how you believe they'll make you feel. Secure, worthy. But all the moments I was working toward were never guaranteed. Last night, Sarah asked me, if you could go back and change one thing, what would it be? I told her the truth. I wouldn't change one thing. I would change everything. I would work less. I would be present more. I would say no to clients and yes to my family. I would take the trips. I would learn the guitar. I would sit on the couch and watch stupid movies. I would make the pancakes. I would teach her to ride the bike. I would go to Paris. I would live. But I can't go back. So all I can do now is tell you, don't wait. Don't postpone joy. Don't trade your life for things that won't matter at the end. Because when you're lying in a hospital bed, with a month left, you won't care about your job title, or your salary, or your weight, or what people thought of you. You will care about the moments, the quiet, ordinary, beautiful moments, with people you love, and you will wish with everything in you that you had more of them. I have 4 weeks left, maybe less. My daughter is at school right now. My wife is in the cafeteria getting coffee, and I'm lying here thinking of all the time I wasted. Don't do what I did. Don't wait for someday. Don't sacrifice life for success. Because success without life is emptiness. Achievement without presence is hollow. And money without memories is just numbers. Live now. Call your parents. Hug your children. Take the trip. Learn the thing. Do the scary thing. Be present. I am out of time. But you, not yet.